about it, and they're like, yeah, because they would take over, and nobody wants Blasians to have too much power because they are like the best of both worlds. And then you have like the opposite people who are like overly racist and like don't like black folks, don't like Asian folks, and like the conversation went completely opposite. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, it's so crazy because majority of Blasians have identity crisis. So like for Future to grow up in the hood and to embody and shape like rap as he did, you know what I'm saying? Like he quite, even though like he wasn't like lyrically sound as like somebody like Lil Wayne who went to college for psychology, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these other people who went to school for this shit, and Future still ended up being like something very important to culture, you know? I think that is so fire that he went this long without people knowing that he was Blasian, because I'm pretty sure that if he put the narrative that he was like mixed, like he wouldn't be where he is today. Like he would actually probably be nothing. Like he would have probably stayed in the hip hop underground world and like not got to the point as he would. Like I think turn off the lights. Lights would have definitely been his like last piece of art if like the narrative changed, if he was like fucking Blasian or something. I'm looking for. Oh my god. I've been listening to Future though since like 2010. My sister put me on Future, and this is when I was living in Hiram Clark. Or was I? I I went back and forth between Hiram Clark, A Leaf, and Sugarland for like majority of my Houston childhood. And every time I was in the Clark, my sister would just put me onto some hood ass shit, and we would be listening to Future's 2008 and 2009, 2010 mixtapes, and then 2011 he put out Astronaut Status. Like, oh my god, Astronaut Status fucking changed my life. Like y'all are probably like, oh bitch, like what's up with you? You got something for Future? Like, no, not even that. It's like sonically, like in the sense of just what he was preaching and just his style and just the way that he was embodying everything that he wanted to, like that was so important for me growing up too, especially because like it was so hard to explain my own story. And I feel like with this short film too, I feel like this gives like a silent insight of my world, because it's like I realize it's a lot of things that I don't really talk about, and I would like to talk about those things, like not because I feel like, oh, like now's the perfect time or anything. It's like now I feel like I've done enough to where people can come to me and ask me or just kind of pick my brain, and I'll be able to fully articulate myself and help, you know? Ooh, come through, Vaughn. That's for you, baby. Okay. Six, you never sent me Norm's new account. Let me see. You said let him take off his shades. You said why are people so racist to black folk? That's crazy. You said which side do you think is better, black folk or Japanese? I mean, I wouldn't say that's an insensitive question. That's more so like for a person who doesn't accept themselves and doesn't love themselves, then I think they would choose a side. But I love both sides of my heritage. I love both sides of my identity. I do my best to be the most balanced person that this world has ever seen. I don't think I've ever met somebody as 50-50 as I am. I have yet to come across a bitch who can out half me, like not in the sense of like biracialness, but in the sense of just like embodying how I grew up. I grew up in the trenches, and I grew up in a peaceful small ass town in Japan. You feel me? I grew up by water, and I grew up in the get to toe, baby, like capital G. So some people don't have that experience whatsoever. Some people only grow up in the suburbs. Some people only grow up with a good family. Some people only grow up like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a very different path and a very different story than everybody who I've ever met. There's only been one girl that I know who has somewhat of like a similar like life as me, but she was an orphan. So imagine that. The closest thing that I have to relate to a person is with a fucking orphan. And not saying anything bad about her because she's a lovely person, is very well in her solitude, and like she just pops her shit, you know what I'm saying? And she had to learn and grow these emotions for herself and figure it the fuck out, right? How does my life match up with an orphan, right? And I had both my parents, I mean, not together, you know? So it's it's I don't think that's a question that anybody should answer. And if they do answer that question, then that's how you know that they don't love and accept themselves. Cause it's like it's definitely still places in Japan that even though me and my mom and my sister are walking down the street, people still go out of their way and be like, oh, who are they? To me and my sister. My sister literally has my mom's face, and then I look like my mom essentially as well. So for people to still kind of play with my life like that, it makes me feel even stronger about me educating the world about what people like me and my sister and my little brother go through in life. Because they're from New York in Japan, and I'm from Houston in Japan. And it's like my mom was a gyaru, bad girl, get to toe Japanese lady that just pushed through. You know what I'm saying? As most Asian women do, but she didn't take no shit from nobody. Like she was always very vocal, always very strong, always very like, you feel me? So for me to learn from my mother who is a strong Japanese woman, that's all I needed. You know what I'm saying? And then my dad is already a dark skinned black man in America. So like I saw so much on both sides. I've gotten both sides of the racism. I've gotten both sides of the confusion. I've gotten both sides of, well, actually my Japanese family has never in their life been like racist or felt ill will towards me being black. More so worried about my future. Um but I don't know, it's different. The headspace for all that is different. You said just listen to Future ad libs. He be talking that shit. You're so funny. Hey, Mr. Q, how you doing? You said I don't even think I was a hip hop fan back then. That's crazy. Like I literally grew up on every genre, every fucking genre, because my dad had the Nas since I was a child. So me learning about all these different cultures, all these different sounds, I think that's why my ears are trained really interestingly. And like I used to basically be like a fake little A&R. Like I always knew who was gonna be the next person to pop, and they would get so much fucking hate in the beginning, and then they'll fucking take the fuck off, right? I think the most recent person that I'm like, oh yeah, this little motherfucker gonna go up. The last person that I felt like that with was probably a couple years ago whenever I had met Nine Vicious. I love that boy down. I don't know, I haven't seen him in maybe like a couple weeks or so, but um bro just popping his shit, and he's also sonically sound as well, like very much so a musical genius. And I really appreciate him like as a friend. Young as fuck, but still got like a good head on his shoulders, like regardless of what the internet sees, you know? But yeah, we don't choose sides over here. We love everything that we are and everything that we not. Hey Prodigal Glory, como? So, you said you definitely embrace both of your sides. You're very black and very Japanese. You know what I'm saying? And I make that very loud and clear no matter where I go. If people find it cringy, okay, well, sorry that your mama didn't instill love and respect inside of you and discipline. Like, You know what I'm saying? Whenever people come at me projecting, I'm just like, oh, your parents failed you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really felt like how you say you feel about yourself, you would be embodying a whole other situation than what you are. Which is why I think it's so funny whenever people kind of like try to pin things on me and I just like wipe it off my body like water. I'm like, yo, that's a weird ass situation. That's a weird ass bitch. And these motherfuckers got to team up against me to try and take my ass down. Like, you're fucking weak. Like, I really hate weak people. And not because I'm just so strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my weak moments. I can be weak. But in the sense of like, it's nobody finna tell me what I do, don't do, where I'm from, what I got going on. Like, bitch, please. Girl, bitch, please, hoe. I'm finna make that a t-shirt. Girl, bitch, please, hoe. Also, too, I don't know if I said what's up, Purple Rain, but Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. What's up, y'all? If you just now coming in the chat, we just having a little chit chat. What's up, Swimmer? Mr. Swimmer in the house. You said, I mean, like some people seem to think they're different, and me and my family who's mixed Hispanic and Greek doesn't think or see. Yeah, you know, that's a very interesting mix, but it's also not so far off because Greek and Latin culture really actually coincide and they were closely aligned during all those years ago. Even amongst like what Cesar Chavez and stuff, it's really not that big of a difference. But in the world of today, since people don't know or learn about history, they truly can't fathom what's going on because they can't take these two cultures and intertwine them. And not that black and Japanese culture is easy to intertwine because it's actually not, you know what I'm saying? If anything, I think Korean culture and probably black American culture kind of coincides a little bit more. Like, you know what I'm saying? The fried chicken, the anger management, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of more similarities there, but bro, when you oh, come through, Mighty. Who that is? Mr. Mighty Fang. We got 2 subs today. Oh wait, 2? Yeah, 2. It was Vaughn and yeah, we got 2. So remember, y'all. Before I keep it going, remember every 10 subs we do a giveaway. Okay, I'm gonna repeat that. Every 10 subs we doing a giveaway. I got hella stuff that I brought back home from Japan. I got homemade art, and we got just some fun stuff to give away. So again, every 10 subs, a giveaway. Okay, but yeah. So let me read this film to you guys. It's actually a silent film. Obviously it has like a score, but I didn't do any speaking because it was more so of how can I embody and talk about this topic without saying too much, right? And the little insider, it's called Attention is Such an Ugly Word. And it's something by Toy, starring me, and it's a sensual psychological short about the tension between a subject and the gaze. What begins as attention becomes power. This piece commands the audience to watch and be watched responsibly. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat for whoever wants to just keep it on them, keep it in their phone, keep it just, you know, something to look back onto. Um, Here's some of the shots for it. And yeah, there's a whole lot more photos that I'm going to be putting out to show you guys. But yeah, let me turn the volume up for you guys. Ready? And then we'll talk about it after, okay?